Afraid of snakes? Afraid of robots? Then do I have a treat for you. This is Carnegie Mellon's robot snake. It's equal parts fascinating and unsettlingly lifelike. It can constrict your leg and take pictures of you. It can also undulate.
These robots are basically composed of about 16 individual motors or actuators, servo motors, and how they're actually arranged allows us to take on these three-dimensional shapes, which amongst other things allows me to do things like sidewind. So you can actually see the robot here is moving a lot like desert-dwelling sidewinding snakes. We actually have a real-time feed which is showing us a gravity-aligned picture from what the snake is actually seeing. We can also turn the lights on and be able to actually see in very, very dark spaces.
One day that might make robot snakes invaluable tools for search and rescue in collapsed buildings. Still, for such an impressive robot, it needs a human to steer it around. But this is the next generation, a smarter breed of robot snake. It's made out of a special kind of actuator that can feel forces placed on it. The operator just tells it to turn around when it reaches the end of this board. The snake does the steering itself.
It's always trying to minimize how hard its body is pressing against the pegs, right? Because what it really needs to do is weave through the pegs. It can't necessarily tell exactly where the points of contact are, but it can sense, that the large forces are building up on its body, and it has some sense of knowing that's bad, is basically what the programming goes into it.
That gives the robot autonomy to make its own decisions. Weirdly enough, these snake robots have their origins in the factory. 2 decades ago, researchers were looking to improve upon robotic arms. So they turned to biology for inspiration. To be clear, they never set out to copy a snake's body. This is bio-inspiration, not duplication.
So now we have this robot that can not only move and looks like biology, but it can feel just like a biological system may. So like when you're walking through the woods, you're not planning every possible footstep. Your feet are sort of feeling their way as you go along.
Now, that sense of force is making its way back into manufacturing arms, which today can stop immediately if they make contact with a human.
We started with the factory. We went outside. We then realized we got to look at biology. We didn't really look at biology carefully enough, so we developed the right actuator that can feel force. And at that point, we started developing all sorts of incredible systems. And we brought that back to the factory where we're now using these biologically inspired ideas to perform assembly.
Welcome to the age of the collaborative robot. The machines aren't just going to steal all of our jobs. Sometimes we'll actually work alongside them. And now that they can feel, they won't accidentally kill us.
Take, for example, that you're carrying a very large object. Robot has one side, person has the other side. The person tugs a little bit, the robot feels the tug, and it knows to go that way.
And so the snakes have taught the machines a thing or two about how to feel. Now let's just hope the snakes don't teach them how to bite.